Jake Morrison wiped grease from his hands as he entered the Imperial Gala, feeling utterly out of place. The invitation had been a mistake, a clerical error that granted the ship mechanic access to the Andromeda Empire's most exclusive event. He'd only come because his supervisor insisted it would be good for relations with their employers. The grand hall glittered with bioluminescent architecture and beings from 1,000 worlds. Jake's worn jacket stood in stark contrast to the flowing robes and ceremonial armor surrounding him. He grabbed a plate and searched for an empty seat, finally spotting one at a quiet table in the corner. "Mind if I sit?" he asked. The young woman in the hovering chair looked up, surprised. Her features were distinctly Andromedan, pale blue skin, silver hair that floated as if underwater, and eyes like distant stars. But unlike the other Imperials who moved with fluid grace, she remained perfectly still from the neck down. "Please," she said softly. "Nobody usually asks." Jake settled in, noticing how others actively avoided this table. "I'm Jake. I work in the maintenance docks. Probably shouldn't even be here, honestly. I'm Lyra." She didn't offer a title. "What do you do in maintenance?" "Mostly repair work on the old freighters. Nothing fancy, hydraulics, life support, navigation systems." He paused. "Your chair, that's a Velthrix Series 7, right? Neural interface model?" Lyra's eyes widened slightly. "You know hoverchairs?" "I know machinery. Can I ask," he hesitated, then continued gently, "is the neural link working properly? I noticed a slight delay in the positioning adjustments when you moved your head." For the first time that evening, Lyra smiled. "The court technicians say it's functioning within normal parameters." "Yeah, but normal parameters doesn't mean optimal." Jake leaned forward, professional curiosity overriding social anxiety. "The Velthrix models have a common issue with the synaptic relay. The connection degrades over time, makes everything feel distant. Am I right?" Lyra stared at him. In 3 years of paralysis, not one of the Empire's top engineers had asked her how it felt. They ran diagnostics, declared success, and left. "Yes," she whispered. "Exactly that. Like I'm piloting my chair from far away. I could fix that. Probably just needs a recalibration and some new relay nodes. 30 minutes, tops." He caught himself. "Sorry, I didn't mean to presume." "Could you really?" Hope cracked through her carefully maintained composure. "Sure. It's just engineering." A shadow fell over the table. Imperial guards surrounded them, weapons ready. Behind them strode a figure whose presence made the entire hall fall silent, Emperor Thexval himself, ruler of the Andromeda Empire. Jake's blood turned to ice. He'd been sitting with the princess. "You dare touch the Imperial daughter," a guard captain snarled. "Father, wait." Lyra's voice rang with authority Jake hadn't heard before. "This man, he understood my chair's malfunction in minutes. Your engineers have failed for years." The Emperor's 4 eyes studied Jake with an intensity that could vaporize planets. "You claim you can help my daughter?" Jake swallowed hard. Yes, Your Majesty. It's a common mechanical issue. I've fixed dozens of similar systems. The finest technicians in the galaxy have examined her chair. Respectfully, sir, sometimes the finest technicians overthink things. And, Jake's natural honesty overrode his fear, I don't think any of them asked her what was wrong. Silence stretched for an eternity. Then Emperor Thexval laughed, a sound like thunder across mountain peaks. "Human, you have courage bordering on stupidity." He gestured to Lyra's chair. "You have 1 hour. If you succeed, name your reward. If you fail..." He left the threat unspoken. Jake opened his tool kit, he never went anywhere without it, and got to work. 53 minutes later, Lyra gasped. Her chair responded instantly to her thoughts, moving with a fluidity she'd forgotten was possible. Tears streamed down her face as she spun in a circle, laughing with pure joy. The Emperor's expression softened in a way his court had never witnessed. He placed a hand on Jake's shoulder, an honor that made nobles faint. "Name your reward, mechanic." Jake looked at Lyra's radiant smile. "Just, let me keep fixing things, Your Majesty. Seems like there's a lot that needs fixing out here." The Emperor smiled. "Indeed there is. And perhaps humanity is exactly what this empire needs, beings who see problems as solvable, not inevitable." Jake had sat at the wrong table. But sometimes, the wrong table is exactly where you're meant to be.